Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Yarnoculus. As you already know, we are in the middle of a Granny Square series and this is pattern number 2. We'll be looking at the pattern for this very cute, very simple and absolutely quick to make Granny Square today. But before that, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and join my Crochet Granny Square party. It's gonna mean the world to me and I really appreciate it. Okay then, for this sample, I used Paint Box Cotton Decay in two colors. One is Misty Grey and the other one was Racing Green. A 3.5mm crochet hook was perfect for this yarn, so that's what you will see me use. That's about it. Let's not waste any more time and let's get straight to the pattern. Let's go. Alright guys, for this pattern, first off we need to start with a magic circle. So for a magic circle, you're gonna wrap the yarn around two of your fingers once and once again. This time it's gonna be over the first wrap. Okay, just like you do for a slip knot. Slip in your hook beneath the first loop and pick up the second loop. So the second loop is on your hook. Slip your fingers out of the circle and there you have a magic circle. If you wish to see me do this slower, check out my last video wherein I show you this in a much more slower pace and you can get a better understanding of the magic circle from that video. Okay, now for row 1 of this pattern, start with 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that counts as your first double crochet and we need 11 more double crochets inside the circle. So a total of 12 double crochets on row number 1. So a double crochet is gonna be yarn over, insert your hook. This time it's gonna be inside the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops on your hook. That gives you a double crochet. Okay, so we got 2 double crochets including the chain 3. We need 10 more double crochets. Go ahead and do 10 more double crochets in the same way. Okay, once you are done with 12 double crochets in total inside the magic circle, pull the free end of your yarn to close the circle tight and join to the third chain of the chain 3 that you did in the beginning. So just join here with a chain stitch. Okay, that gives you your first row of this pattern. Okay, alright, for row number 2, we start with a chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and do a double crochet in the very next stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Next, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, and that's gonna be your repetition for this row. That's row number 2, and you're gonna do chain 1 and double crochet on top of every double crochet of row number 1, and that's gonna give you a total of 24 stitches on row number 2. So go ahead, do this quickly and we'll come back for row number 3. Alright, the way you're gonna end this row is by a chain stitch. That's chain 1 and join to the third stitch of your chain 3 that you did at the beginning of this row. That completes your row number 2. For row number 3, we start with a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and you're gonna do something similar to row number 2, just that on this row you're gonna have 2 chains between the double crochet. So we just did chain 5, which was double crochet and chain 2. So do a double crochet in the next stitch. That's on top of the double crochet from row number 2. And chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet. As simple as that. Chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet. Repeat this all around this row, and in the end you should be getting a total of 36 stitches on row number 3. The last thing that you would do on row number 3 would be a chain 2 and join to the third chain of your first chain 3. Okay. Now at some point of time you might feel like your work is curling up on you. Don't worry about that for now. It's gonna be fine once you block your work and once all of the rows are completed. So the next thing is row 4, which is again very similar to row 3. So we start with 6 chains on this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That counts for 1 double crochet and 3 chains. So you must have guessed by now what we're gonna do. We're gonna do double crochet on top of the next double crochet and a chain 3 next, and that's gonna be your repeat. Chain 3 double crochet, chain 3 double crochet. So just keep doing that all around this row and you should be getting 48 stitches in the end. Okay, so go ahead and do row number 4 and we'll take it up further from there. Alright, at the end of row number 4, after your last double crochet, do chain 3, 2, 3 and join to the third chain that you did in the beginning. So 1, 2, 3 and join right here. Alright, so this was your row number 4 and that should have given you 48 stitches. Now time for me to change my color, and I'm gonna take in my next color. I'm just gonna pull up a loop out here so I don't lose my stitches. Do a slip knot on my next color. And join up here. Again, if you want to see me do this slower, just go to the first granny square pattern, which was my last video, and that's where I show you in detail how to join colors and how to do a magic circle and all of that. Okay, now with my next color, what I need to do first is a chain 1. Okay, that's chain 1. That was just to make sure that my yarn is secured on my work, and I'm gonna do 3 single crochets in this gap. So just go inside the gap, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. That's single crochet inside the loop. Okay, we need 3. That was 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and a single crochet on top of the double crochet. Okay, and that's gonna be your repeat for row number 5. That's 3 single crochets in the gap created by the chain stitches and 1 single crochet on top of the double crochet from the previous row. So go ahead, do this, and I'll tell you what we need to do for row number 6. Alright, so at the end, the last thing you would do is 3 single crochets in the last gap and 1 single crochet on top of the last double crochet. So actually this was a chain 3 that acted as a double crochet. Nevertheless, that is the last double crochet on row number 4. So we need to do a single crochet on top of that. Okay, and then just join to the first single crochet using a chain stitch. And by the way, one more thing is that you can snip off your green yarn when you join the next color, so we don't really need it. I just forgot to snip it off, so just cut it off and you should be good. Okay. Now for row number 5, I just like to make the single crochet row a little more prominent before we go on to make it into a square. So I'm gonna do 1 extra row of a single crochet in every stitch. So for that, just chain 1 and start with the single crochet in the same stitch as you joined. And do a single crochet all across your circle. That's again gonna give you 48 stitches in total. Just a plain old single crochet. Alright guys, so far so good, and like I told you, your circle is gonna lay flat once you add in more rows, and even if it doesn't, you can just stretch the fibers a little bit more and block your work once everything is done, so it's just flat and nice. So just trust the pattern here, which means trust me, and it is gonna lay flat provided your stitch counts are correct. Okay, now before we start the last row, I wanted to show you one thing. You might get confused with the chains out here, and I got confused as well. Just remember that this was your joining chain stitch. Let me show you that more clearly. So this was your joining chain stitch. Okay, and then on row number 5 we did an extra chain stitch just to give you a little height on the next row. Okay, so this was that chain stitch. So you're supposed to ignore both of these stitches and just join to the first single crochet. The most robust way to do this is just count your stitches and make sure that you have exactly 48 single crochets on this row. So once you have completed 48 stitches, you're gonna be right here and just join to the first single crochet using a chain stitch. Okay, that completes row number 6. Row number 7 is simply when we convert the circle into a square, so we can make many more of these squares and join them together. Okay, for that, start with chain 3 that acts as your double crochet, add 2 more chains. So we did a total of 5 chains and a double crochet in the same stitch. That's gonna be the corner of your square, which is always a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. The next stitch is gonna be a double crochet. Next 2 stitches are gonna be half double crochet. So for a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, that's a half double crochet. Do 1 more. So 2 half double crochets. Next, we need to do 1 single crochet each in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and a half double crochet next. In fact, 2 half double crochet, so half double crochet in the next stitch as well, a double crochet in the next, and that's one side of your square. Okay, what comes next is a corner, so we're gonna do double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. and you're gonna repeat this sequence 3 more times, and that's gonna give you all 4 corners of your granny square. So let me do that real quick and show you what my final square looks like. Give me just a minute here. Alright, almost done there with this granny square. The last thing you would do on row number 7 would be a double crochet in the last stitch. That's this one. So yarn over, insert, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's the double crochet of the last side. Join to the third chain that you did in the beginning by a slip stitch. And there you go, you're all done with this granny square. I'm just gonna snip off this yarn and just put a knot here so I don't lose the stitches. And of course you'll have to weave in this end and then block your work, but as far as the granny square is concerned, you are all done so. Okay, so you see how easy that was. And then I made one more with inverted colors, and you can make tons and tons of this very simple granny square and join them up to make your big project. If you're looking for detailed instructions on how to create a clean seam for joining these squares together, do take a look at my last video. That was granny square pattern number 1, and that's where I explained the entire process of joining the squares together in detail. I'm gonna leave you here today. I hope you liked this pattern, and if you did, please smash the like button for me. I'm gonna be back soon with pattern number 3. Till then, take care and happy crocheting.